Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope you all are doing well. I have to say, I'm only broadcasting on UTizzle tonight. I got a comment on one of my videos about the sound breaking up, and usually that's a harbinger of problems to come, usually when I multicast. So I will have to upload this afterwards once it's processed through UTizzle. So anyway, folks, I thank you for joining me tonight. Where have you seen that term before? Some of all fears. Oh my gosh, the song that Donald Trump likes to play, Nessun Dorma. Nessun Dorma. So anyway, folks, we're going to talk about what's going on in Iran, what's going on in our own country, what's going on around the world. I think they call it a Great Awakening. But what do I do while we wait for people to get in, to get themselves? Oh, yes, it's still eggnog season. If you care to imbibe in one of those, or a cup of coffee, maybe some chamomile tea, or a cold brouhaha, whatever you want. So anyway, folks, as I usually do, I play some videos. And then what are we going to do? We'll be like butter. If I get the thing to play, we'll be like butter and get on a roll.
You want to know what it is. The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. The world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Storm zone.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about.
They have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person.
He's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
Now think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give the president tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined.
Now the gloves are off.
Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on figuring out the identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and AG in America for their illegal, racist enforcement of the law. The deep state is destroying our nation, but the tables must turn and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm to our country. I've been looking at them for a long time.
He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he perceives as enemies.
Put them all in jail where they belong. You gotta get tough and smart, and you have to fight fire with fire. You can't allow this to go on. And I will be the one to clean it up. I am your retribution. We will take care of it. We will take care of it.
Hi, folks. Thank you for joining me tonight. The sum of all fears. Who came in to see me tonight? Let me see who's here. Wayne's here. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much, Wayne. And make sure you all give me a thumbs up. Helps the video to get around. Kicking Bird Night. Where have you been? Nice to see you. Sissy, Sherry, Robin, Randy, Darla. Brett is here. Kimberly, Cole, Todd's here. Rain's here. Flannel, cheese, I got it. Yeah, we know, don't we? Sparky's here. Happy New Year to you. MS Motorsports. Fish is here. Wolverines. All right, yeah. Sum of all fears. So, thank you all for joining me and welcome to our new folks. And remember, I'm going to go over some posts from our favorite letter, 17th letter. So be careful what you put in the chats. My regular chatters know that, but boy, they don't like that letter. They don't like that 17th letter. But what's going on in Iran? I had some video last night I wanted to show you all where things were bubbling up and there was some return fire. Not return fire because the protesters weren't firing, but the Iranian Republican Guard were shooting protesters. And they took over a police station. They took over a Republican Guard base. And things are getting very hairy to the point where Donald Trump has put out a warning to the Iranian government. But as we will see later in the broadcast when I go over some of these 17 posts, that it all boils down to the MB. The MB. What is the MB? The Muslim, and then I break it up because of the algorithm, brotherhood. That is what MB stands for, folks. And hi, Pappy, how you doing? Tammy's here. Hebrew's here. Nice to see you. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's right. Wolverines from Red Dawn. So anyway, there's a clip of several movies in there, Mad Max and other things too. But anyway, we are going to go over some information, general stuff. What a disgrace. Watching the clips from that inauguration of the Zoran Kamidami. Okay. I don't know when we're going to hit the precipice. That's the only times people change. I showed a clip of the new CBS anchor, right? Tony. And I said, anytime there's a big story, we all ought to holler, hey, Tony, are you going to cover it, Tony? Anyway, I got this little blurb here about him. Not that it matters. There's Tony. We were trying to figure out where his name came from. People said Greek or Czechoslovakian. Tony Dokopil's wife. I hear somebody else say it. His wife is MS Now anchor Katie Tur. What in the world? What in the world? Hey, Tony, are you really going to give us a straight story? You're married to Katie Tour from MS Now. Oh, isn't that something? I wish I knew that last night. But anyway, I do think of a couple of situations with married couples, like who was it married to the Hobbit? What's her name? Kellyanne Conway. She was married to the Hobbit, George Conway, and he's a jerk liberal, and she did a good job with the Trump White House, right? And then I'm thinking of Madeline. She's married to the lizard head. What's the lizard head's name? I don't. These people. Carville, James Carville, lizard head. He was married to Mary Madeline, and I don't know how they stomach them. Maybe this is a case in reverse. Instead of the woman having to deal with some psycho-liberal husband like the two I just mentioned. But I doubt it. You got to prove it to me, Tony. Okay? So anyway, we'll see how Tony does. A brief flash of hope, but what are you going to do about it? Speaking of brief flashes, there were some more brief flashes out in the Caribbean. This is a still photo after or just before the strike. And they've got a blacked out spot on the screen. I don't know. Well, maybe it's not before the strike. Here's another still photo they put out. Put out two still photos. And it got the console blacked out in this picture. And whatever that is, maybe it's somebody floating in the water. I don't know. That didn't want to show. But here's a video of it. One of the strikes, they had, I think, a total of 5 boats. But yeah, 5 more. And in this situation, it was 2 boats. And this clip, I think, puts both strikes together. Yeah, I think it's something unsavory floating around in the water that they blacked out. But anyway, some more stuff for the left to pee and moan about and do nothing about. And, yesterday was the anniversary. Yesterday was the anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation. And of all people, ABC News put it up. The proclamation for a particular reason, but I'll say it in a minute. On this day in 1863, yesterday, President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation during the Civil War, declaring that all enslaved people in rebellious states are and henceforth shall be free. That is not entirely accurate. I wanted to discuss the Emancipation Proclamation relative to the Insurrection Act. The Emancipation Proclamation, if you read it, it gives very specific parishes and areas in the rebellious states. It doesn't do a blanket of all the states that were in rebellion. It does portions that were conquered by the North, conquered by the federal government, brought back into the fold, with the caveat that future conquered territory, the proclamation would apply. But as far as the Insurrection Act, Trump doesn't have to declare an insurrection across the whole country. That's the point I'm getting at. He could do it right down to a specific town, county, state, particular areas, just like George Washington did with the Whiskey Rebellion up in Pennsylvania. So keep that in mind, Minnesota and other troublemakers. But anyway, so that was a little bit of history that we should have talked about yesterday. Oh, somebody put this meme up. And I thought, should I put this up? And I said, oh, yeah, I might as well. Why? What's the question I'm asking? Why is this person a judge in the United States of America? Somebody put this up. When you see your judge and you're about to go to prison for being white. Okay, culture has a lot to do with it. Language, culture, customs, okay? But yeah, can you imagine? You think you're going to get equal justice? I don't think so. Man, what if you yanked that thing off their head and it was like no hair? It was just all head under there. Who knows with these people? But anyway, oh my gosh. Here's a meme to put in your meta. Knocking the bee jabbers out of Tim Walsh. What does that tattoo say? Catterday. I wonder who that boxer is. Instead of Saturday, it's Catterday. But anyway, yeah, Conehead. Hi, Linda. How you doing? Debbie, nice to see you. Lori. Yeah, she looked like Conehead. Yeah. I don't know about the letters of marque. I was going to bring that up, a month ago. And I said, well, including to people that I know that, yeah. If the price was right, they go out and take care of business. I'll put it that way. But anyway, there's a little meme for you to put on your meta page. Nick Shirley is under fire. They're doxing him and threatening him. All kinds of stuff. Let me see what do you got to say about all that stuff, Nick? Mainstream media is more mad at me than they are at the fact that billions of your dollars are being used for fraudulent businesses, I guess. I am not an enemy of the people. They are. I'm with you. They're against you. Remember that. Yeah, it's just a damn shame you got to put that up there for people. Nick, we're pulling for you. We're pulling for you. Now, who is this? Melissa Chen. PR. And National Public, I thought we were getting rid of them. NPR's investigation is on Nick Shirley. LMAO, that's the story. There's NPR, a bunch of communists, another National Committee, another group of people participating in an illegal psychological warfare campaign. Shirley is a 23-year-old self-described independent YouTube journalist who made prank videos in high school. Well, who the hell didn't during this video age? What generation is he? I guess the lady. He's 23 years old. Before pivoting to politics, he played pranks in high school. Oh, okay. He participated in the White House Roundtable in October. What to know about Nick Shirley, the YouTuber alleging daycare fraud? Oh, never mind. We showed a video when Nick Shirley was 10 years old. They were exposing this fraud. Remember the name of that family? The last name is Ali. That could be 20, 30 families because it's part of clans and tribes, and they bring their conflicts, tribal and clan warfare on our soil. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with now. The same bunch, the Ali bunch and the Omar bunch. But anyway, so they're attacking Nick Shirley. Here's another thing about NPR. Another thing that shows you that they are the people. Michelle Wallace put this up. This NPR KILL, the messenger attack on Nick Shirley is several levels of shameless. What you know about Nick Shirley? Blah, 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 blah. So it's a hit piece. You know, I hope, I can only hope that he gets some crackerjack lawyers, and if they step over that line, he skins them, metaphorically, legally speaking, alive, flays their financial flesh from their being, nice and slow, and every bit of it, so we can all enjoy it and watch. I couldn't get this clip. I was going to play this the other night. Stephen Miller, you see how happy he is? He was at a New Year's bash and they were singing Ice Ice Baby. Dun, 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 dun. You know, if I worked for ICE, I would get that on my ringtone. You know, dun, 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 dun. I might do that anyway. My phone never rings, so I don't care. But anyway, it was a funny clip, but due to Capio, right, I can't play it. So anyway, what's this one about here? Question. This is Diamond and Silk. Now that it's evident that American tax dollars are being used to fund fraud, if Americans continue to pay taxes, does that make Americans an accessory to the fraud? Huh. Then I was thinking, well, if everybody just doesn't pay, Trump can pardon them. Oh, wait a minute. But if you're in a state that's got taxes, they can jam you up. If you're in a blue state, but I don't know, if Trump declares the Insurrection Act, they can all go pound sand. So we'll see what's happening. And speaking of the Insurrection Act, I was going to play these clips here because Clandestine put these clips up. And where is his preparatory? I might have zoned that out. But he's basically saying that they're aware and very afraid, be very afraid, that Donald Trump is going to declare the Insurrection Act. Let me see if this is it. Yeah, here. That's why they make these things in their speeches. You don't have to take my word for it, Clandestine says. The Dems confirmed what it is they fear. The sum of all fears. No, the sum of all fears is about the N-word, the nuclear word. Here's the seditious six-member Senator Slotkin panicking about how they think Trump plans to invoke the Insurrection Act, impose martial law, and secure elections. The enemy told us everything. This is not some theory I just cooked up for fun. Trump said many times he wants to invoke the Insurrection Act. The Dems admitted they think Trump is going to invoke the Insurrection Act. The Supreme Court essentially just gave Trump the green light to invoke the Insurrection Act. Something big is coming, and the enemy knows it. Let me play these clips, and you tell me if you hear any fear or concern in her voice. Let's start off with this one. You know, I had a message in my comments on videos that my sound was breaking up. So I'm not simulcasting tonight, folks, and I hope my sound is good. But, you know, that usually happens if there's any weakness in the signal or anything, and I simulcast. So I got to choose. I have to choose. So I can see the YouTube chats, but anyway, Here you go. A nervous Miss Slotkin.
But Trump has laid out a whole lot of enemies that are American citizens. And if he's willing to use lethal force against enemies abroad, as we've been seeing, what's stopping him from using lethal force against enemies here at home? That question should chill every American to the bone. And I'm giving this speech today because I believe that's exactly the plan. I believe that Trump is ready to bring the full weight of the federal government against Americans he perceives as enemies. Why? Because he has one goal: making sure that he and his ilk never have to give up power. Now, to be clear, I don't say this lightly, but I think between the strikes in the Caribbean, his efforts to identify domestic terrorists, and his deployment of force in American cities, that seems to be where we're headed.
Ha ha ha! I had to set off a couple of bombs there. Yeah, it seems to be where we're headed. I had about 30 people drop off. My God, what do people want? You know what? Those 30 people that dropped off, they want some kind of Phil Godlewski broadcast. They want some crap to come out of my mouth like the gold diggers and the clickbaiters have been putting out for frickin' years, driving people nuts. I hope they go off somewhere and go nuts. But anyway, I didn't mean to bark like that. But anyway, let's listen to her. This is a 10-second one. I got to finish up with that one. Let me put this one up. This one's a minute. I'll do the 10. I think 10 seconds when she finishes up. I can't remember. But anyway, here she's trying to rile people up. She's trying to rile people up and get them afraid. It doesn't scare me one damn bit. I would love to see the National Guard walking down the street. I would love it.
Turning the federal government against Trump's cities, both federal law enforcement and the military. 7,000 National Guard members across 5 cities, including right here in Washington. In August, the administration ordered the creation of 2 new National Guard units, a standing quick reaction force that can deploy anywhere in the country, and then separately, National Guard units in all 50 states focused on quelling so-called civil disturbances. At this point, Trump has been very clear about his intent. At Quantico, speaking as commander-in-chief, he instructed his military brass to use cities as, quote, training grounds. And many times, he's floated the idea of invoking the Insurrection Act so that military units can raid, detain, and arrest Americans. The president has already deployed ICE and other federal law enforcement to these same cities across America.
I know y'all can't hear me laughing my head off when I set them bombs off while she's talking. I love it. You're trying to scare us. You're not scaring us. I think it's funny as hell. Alyssa, what's her name? Slotkin. I forget what her first name is. Anyway, but here's another clip of her. Exactly what Trump is entitled to do as president of the United States. I got 2 more clips, but it doesn't want to come up there. I'm not afraid one bit. Well, anyway, y'all get the gist. It doesn't want to play out. Maybe I'll play it in a little bit. But I see some new people came in. Yeah. Hi, Elva. How you doing? Awaken Trillium. Nice to see you. Elva's here. Awaken Trillium. Darla's here. Sherry's here. Nice to see you. Sparky, we are the American. She described. Yeah, she's describing us as traitors. They got their heads on backwards. They got their heads on. They don't have their. You know what's. Their heads and their rear ends wired right. Where's that clip? Wait a minute, I got another clip of these flipping liberals. They are so generous with other people's damn money. That's the key. That's the key. It's their damn money. Here's one right here. Look at her. Look at her. She's got her Walmart coat on made in China. But anyway, they really care about Somali refugees. They really do.
Trump is banning immigration from Somalia. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's terrible.
Why?
I just think that there's a lot of bad people in war-torn countries in.
We should be taking them in. Well, we're trying to get people today to sign up to take in a Somali migrant. Would you be able to do that?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I could or not. I don't live in New York.
Well, that's okay. Where do you live?
Massachusetts.
We could send them to Massachusetts if that's all right. Could we get your name, email address, and then how many you'd be able to take in?
I couldn't do that without talking to my husband first. I might be open to it.
You might.
But I would want to have more information.
Quit lying. You don't got a husband. You got your dopey cats at home. If you do got a husband, he's probably signing up for rehab because you're driving to drink.
First.
Okay. Could we just get your information
No,
just in case you?
Only because I don't know who you are.
Oh, I'm Matt Miller.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I do it through an organization.
Okay. President Trump says he's stopping immigration from Somalia. What are your thoughts about that?
We need immigration as a country. It's insane the arbitrary stops that he's putting in on all these countries.
You think America should accept in third world immigrants? He shouldn't stop it?
We always have. We should.
Let me ask you, we're trying to find people to take in a migrant from Somalia. Would you be able to give us just your email and how many you would like to take?
I wouldn't be available to do that at this time.
You wouldn't be available?
No. I live in Michigan. I can't do that right now.
Okay. I mean, we could send them to Michigan if that's all right. We're just trying to get... You don't want to do it?
Not at this time.
Okay.
You nerd. No, they won't. Don't do it. Not at this time. But everybody else got to put up that crap, right? And we need immigration in this country. You know, part of the reason we need immigration in this country, because so many Americans are like you. I can tell you've never broke a sweat a day in your damn life. I bet you work in a pie factory if you got a bite out of every pie. You get paid for thinking, don't you? I guarantee you this is a current or ex-bureaucrat. I won't even call them government workers. They're just bureaucrats. She was probably an educator, where they have no real boss. You got to move heaven and earth to fire them, and they know that. So they don't live the kind of life you and I have to live or had to live, where you got to answer to somebody to earn your dollar. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you. Who else? Anybody else slipping here? Anne's here. Who else? Oh, no. Mountain's here. How you doing? Foreign and domestic. That's right. So anyway, if I missed anybody, I apologize. But anyway, so, listen, there was an extended clip of this character. He's another one. I don't want to go on somebody's appearance too much, but come on now. Why won't my screen expand? That's aggravating. Let me try it again. Here we go. Boop. Boop. There we go. Anyway, you can tell he's marshmallow soft. You can tell he's marshmallow soft. He's wearing that shirt. Look at his arm and his shoulder. It's just a blob that goes around. No definition, no sloop-shouldered marshmallow underneath that shirt with his $2,000 glasses on. He came from, you know what he came from. But anyway, here's the extended clip, folks.
Hey guys, well, I'm the only Somali who speaks English, so they always call me to come talk to you white people and to tell you, please stop investigating us and let us do fraud in peace. Somalis are a peaceful fraud community. We want to steal taxpayer money in peace without FBI jailing our ass. We even hired this liberal crazy white bitch to come act like she supports us. Look at her. Look at that Karen face and the eyes. It's always the eyes. Anyway, please stop investigating us and let us steal your taxpayer money in peace.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, and the one behind there with the receding hairline, that's an Ali, I bet you, from the Ali clan or tribe or whatever. So we got to throw the whole clan out. The whole tribe, you can't do it. I was listening to Andrew Branca, and he's right. We haven't got enough lawyers, prosecutors, cops, unless you round up the whole damn tribe. It's cultural, it's ingrained. They're all participating in it, wink and a nod, knowingly ripping off this country, entering this country fraudulently. They have no intentions of understanding and respecting and supporting our Constitution. They want to create an enclave to take over our country. At least right now, in this instance, a large enough territory where they can run their own damn enclave. You got to throw them all out. I'm sorry. So, and to stay in the guidelines and policies, I have to disclose that is a parody video done by AI. Now, who in the hell wouldn't know that? But I have to say it. Roland's here. How you doing, Roland? Nice to see you. Confiscate their wealth. Hello, Mr. Kimbler. Sandman, how you doing? Confiscate everything, especially the ones that didn't go when the bonus, so-called, was tripled to $3,000. They didn't take advantage of it. Take everything, their cars, their bank accounts, stuff their rear ends on a plane, and get them out of here. And we better start doing it pretty damn quick, too. This is going to go on. It's so massive that what we have to do is inculcate in the minds of the people that this is a deed that must be done. Okay? No matter how long it takes, we've got to have people's resolve built up. We got to have their resolve built up. So anyway, here's So Ron Mom Dummy. I was going to play this on a loop right here. Somebody put it up, PBS News. Somebody put it up and said, interesting salute he's given here. Now, if this was Elon Musk, what do you think? There you go. Oh, Mom Dummy. Oh, Mom Dummy. Oh, boy. I cut my mic off by accident. Anyway, yeah, it's okay for him to do it. And the whole crowd out there, all 87 and a half of them, Somalis and bureaucrats. Okay, and crazy cat ladies. That show, and here he is. He's going on the subway. What's this mean right here? He's going on the subway with all this security and stuff. You're not like savages. And I guess it was a nice ride, and you think everything's working great.
Morning. Morning. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. When are you moving in? To Gracie?
First train ride down.
Really? I mean, fitting for the...
How's it going?
That's good. How you feeling about AFCON? You watching the games?
Yeah, I'm watching the games.
Thank you so much.
I'm on TEETERS. 38. So I appreciate you saying something. It's nice to see you.
Don't shake his left hand. Don't shake his left hand. Yeah, wait till he sits down in some pee-pee. You know, with all the camera crews and dark suits, everybody's putting away their crack-a-lack-a pipes and whatever. Yeah, he's just a regular dude, Todd. Yeah. Man, I tell you what, I would be bellowing. I would be bellowing. Hey, you commie. You no good commie. But, you know, I guess people putting up with the crap. I mean, so, yeah. Watch. Zoran Mamdani trashes individualism, calls to embrace the warmth of collectivism in inaugural speech. The warmth of, I played that clip. Warmth of collectivism instead of frigid individualism. That's when it's a damn free-for-all. That's when it becomes a free-for-all. Nobody can keep the fruits of their labor. Everybody thinks they get a piece of your pie. You can't have your own pie. It's illegal. They get some of your pie by law. Here, what's this? Newsmax. Shirley gets death threats. That's what the left thrives on. That's what they do. Independent journalist and YouTuber Nick Shirley said he has received death threats and his family has been doxxed after he posted viral videos alleging widespread fraud in Minnesota's taxpayer-funded child care programs. There he is. Yeah, they're surrounding him with signs. I guess there'll be some no troops. Yeah, no troops. Well, there's going to be troops because we're tired of dealing with you lunatics. You know, and I got an update on Ilhan Omar. It's sad. It's sad. It says so right here. Babylon Bee. Sad. Ilhan Omar tells brother that it's time they start seeing other siblings. Oh, the bloom fell off the rose. But anyway, they did a new picture of frauds instead of friends. They got a new picture up. Who's that? They got Ilhan Omar. Somebody did something. Gavin Gruesome Newsom. Tim Walsh and Jasmine Crockett. And Occasional Cortex. Yeah, I had a video of Crockett. You know, who the hell falls for this kind of crap? Where is it? Do I still got it in here? Oh, I got a video I could play, but I would get in trouble for it. I think there's music in it to boot. But I might play it at the end of the stream. Y'all stay to the end of the stream. I think I'm going to play a funny video. Frozen till I remove whatever be offending folk. But anyway, I got it. I got a funny video. So here, let's see what else we got here. What is this? Nick Shirley. Uh-oh. Just wait until I post part 2. They are going to go insane. Well, guess what, Nick? They already are insane. But that's okay. Let's make them go crazy. Ha ha ha. What's this one? Secretary Sean Duffy. Gavin Newsom is lying. Oh, do tell. The deadline to revoke illegally issued, unvetted foreign trucker licenses is still January 5th. So he must say he's got more time somehow. California does not have an quote, extension to keep breaking the law and putting Americans at risk on the roads. Missed the deadline, Gavin, and the U.S. Department of Transportation will act, including cutting nearly $160 million in federal funding. Okay, so Gavin's trying to pull some kind of stunt. They got a scam going on with driver's licenses. Is this ABC reporting this? Yeah, you know it's a scam because ABC's reporting it. They're putting up as something innocent. See the California driver's license, little blonde-haired girl sitting there smiling. 25,000 Californians will need to replace their real IDs due to DMV software error. So it's, by the picture there, you don't have anything to worry about, right? It's just straightening out an error. An estimated 325 Californians will have to replace their real IDs because of DMV software error. The department says a review of its data systems identified some what? Illegal immigrants. Oh, legal immigrants. Oh, okay. Who were issued real IDs that do not expire at the same time as their authorization to remain in the country. The DMV is sending notices in the coming weeks and months to the people impacted about the steps they need to follow to remain in federal compliance. Get the hell out, okay? How about that? If you haven't learned English, if you've broken any laws, if you're on welfare, because all those things need to be addressed properly. You come here, you can't be a ward of the state. That's in your federal immigration application. And if you stumble, you should have a sponsor. A sponsor is required that has the financial wherewithal to carry you through until you can become self-sufficient. If you can't do that, you go back. That is the ace in the hole, right there. And Trump is going to play that. I don't believe that's the Trump card, but as far as immigration goes, it's the ace in the hole. We're not the world's Social Security Administration for everybody that's got an ache and pain in the world. Or doesn't feel like getting off their rear end and going to work. Cynthia Holt put up, Somalis have 4 babies per family because they're making bank from scamming our government, plus free health care, plus no 9-to-5 jobs. You, no babies because both of you are working 50 hours a week with barely any time off so you can pay taxes with Somalis, which Somalis can steal. Plus, you can't afford the $15,000 bill to even have a baby. Are you mad yet? Wake the hell up, you loony liberals. Here, what's this? Who's this nice-looking young lady here? After years, the American people will finally begin to see the criminals who stole from law-abiding taxpayers held accountable. And this is just the first state. What are you talking about? Oh, banned from the Trump administration. Trump drops the hammer on nearly 7,000 Minnesota borrowers, suspending them going forward after $400 million in potentially fraudulent pandemic-era loans were uncovered by the Small Business Administration. Everywhere they can steal. Everywhere. Food stamps, child care, pandemic loans, everything. It's a hog trough. SB Administrator Kelly Loeffler added that cases will be referred to federal law enforcement for prosecution and repayment, and that reviews into other states are coming. And if there are people that do not belong in this country or who have applied for citizenship, even if they're here illegally, if they were involved in scamming our government, put them on a plane, zip tie their wrists, confiscate all their property, and send them right back where the hell they came from. How's that sound? Sounds good to me. I'm down for it. Donald Trump's ready to throw down if Iran shots, SHOTS, then there's some things going around about that missing O, and violently kills peaceful protesters. America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go. Go, go, go. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Geronimo, that is the go sign. Remember I said, Geronimo, keep an ear out for Geronimo. Or maybe you'll see it on the Mr. T's posts. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to get to Iran in a minute. Anyway, let's see what else I got here. Oh, let me see what this is. Here we go. Who's this? Oh, this idiot. This idiot is a sports reporter. Scott Hughes. Thought this was a cool tweet to put out. And he needs to lose his job. There is a sniper on campus at Utah Valley University. UCF transfer Tyler Hendricks is shooting 50.7% from beyond the arc for the Wolverines. Utah Valley takes on Tarleton State tomorrow night. What an idiot. What an insensitive jackass. Burns me up. Let me look at the chats here for a minute. Let me just see if anything's going on. Sometimes I won't pay attention. Hi, Gene, how you doing? I won't be paying attention to chats, and there'll be some big battle going on. Remember, if somebody comes in and has smart aleck things to say, just ignore it. Don't respond to it. I'll take care of it. Hi, Sandman, how you doing? Don't get in personal battles in the chats, period. Let's see. What is this? Oh, I guess I go over some of the stuff with Iran. Here we go. This is a post from yesterday. Anti-regime Iranian protesters take control of their Iranian Republican Guard Basij force in Asadabad, Hamidan province. Oh, okay. And here they show people. I didn't want to get the clip, but it's 17 seconds. You know, I was like those I want to look at the 17-second clips. But anyway, this is the Republican Guard's base. Yeah, it sounds to me like he's saying down with Khomeini or something of that nature. The mullah, the ayatollah. So here is, I don't know who can understand it, but here's a map showing as of last night or yesterday afternoon, all the places where, quote, protests were breaking out in Iran. So now y'all know, gives you a good idea what Iran looks like. And let's see how widespread these are. I don't know if y'all understand this talk or not. I don't understand it.
مردم در شهرهای نهاوند، شیراز، کرمانشاه و اصفهان تجمع کردند. این اعتراضات در حالی ادامه دارد که جمهوری اسلامی تلاش کرده با تعطیلی سراسری بیش از 24 استان کشور و همچنین تعطیلی دانشگاه‌ها و مراکز آموزشی مانع از گسترش اعتراضات شود. با این حال نقشه اعتراضات نشان از گستردگی آن دارد.
Remember, it's state-run TV, so it's probably double or triple that. So this stuff is getting wilder by the minute. And I showed you those women off and showing their hair. And here's a woman in public taking her hijab off. I think she's wearing a mask for her own safety because they will send squads out after these women if they do this. You know what the penalty is for taking it off. But here she is in the street doing it. You don't see any other woman around there. Wait, what's going on here? You don't see any other women out there doing it. I'm looking at the crowd. All I see is men taking pictures of her. Yeah, you know the penalty. Talk about getting ready to throw down. Here's somebody's getting ready to throw down right here. Who is it? Harmeet Dillon. All right, she's from India. But hey, let me tell you something. She's tough. She's tough, and she's cracking down. Minnesota voter records. She's with the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice on Friday sent a letter to Minnesota Secretary voter registration practices. According to a report, people are going to go to jail over that. Okay? They're going to get down to business. With this, a federal election, they've got every right to those records. If they hold those records back, it's going to be one more reason to declare the Insurrection Act. Okay? They're not cooperating with federal law enforcement, especially if they're encouraging illegal aliens to vote in federal elections. You know, I might have another report of this, but, wait a minute. My screen froze up. There we go. Zohran Mamdani. CNN put this up, this Zohran thing. He got rid of a bunch of executive orders by Eric Adams. And I wanted to get the screen grab to see how CNN puts it. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani used his executive powers to revoke a handful of orders. I heard it was every order Eric Adams did over the past year. But anyway, put into place by a predecessor after the former mayor was federally indicted. Oh, see, they got to sprinkle that in there. Oh, including a directive that expanded the definition of anti-Semitism. It didn't expand the definition of anti-Semitism. It was an executive order that you can't be discriminating. And another that barred city employees and agencies from boycotting or divesting from Israel. Oh, okay. Yeah, no racism, no discrimination on the basis of creed. Oh, he revoked all that. Let me tell you. Oops, what did I just get rid of? I got rid of the wrong thing, I think. Get out of here. Let me see. No, I didn't. There we go. There he is. Zohran Mamdani. I took a still shot of this, and I'm going to tell you why. It's a where they got a guy. Where did I? Maybe I didn't put it in here because it was gruesome. No, I got a still shot where you can't see much. But believe me, folks, there's a short version of this video and a long version. The long version ain't pretty. The beating of a security service employee in Hamdan by protesters in Iran. Be very glad that our operation, like I've said many times over the years, our operation is designed to minimize civil unrest and the breakdown of our society, civil society. Okay? Because when you see this kind of stuff in the streets, it's horrible. It's gruesome. And there's people being shot by the Iranian Republican Guard right now as we speak. There's homes with doors getting kicked in, whole families getting gathered up. And the mob, the crowd, is reacting. It's lawlessness in the streets. And how many times we talked about it? What if when Donald Trump took the oath of office, he started ordering arrests of people who belong in flipping jail before the people were ready for it? Okay? Thank your lucky stars that we're taking this period of time to educate people and enlighten them before we start the arrests. That's what I'm saying. When you see stuff like this, or if you're near it, or a member of your family goes through it, or God forbid one of you all go through it, you'll wish that they had done it this way. Okay? Anyway, I showed you all a video. Here it is again. Listen real close to what she says.
Because his mother had died. My father, as the down as his mother. Parents are illegal here in this country.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Wait a second. She's a mayor. Here it is. Illegal alien sworn is a mayor of St. Paul. Right? St. Paul, Minnesota. So let's see. Is she going to be one of the ones to get the hell out, get the boot? A video. Something you never saw in Iran. And that's where I got my thumbnail. They've got these posters of the Grand Ayatollah, the supreme leader of Iran. And what's happening. You'll see him throw the gasoline on it, step away, and then set it alight. So is this what we were looking at back on 17 posts in 2018, which I'll go over in a bit. I've got these clips here. Let's see. something interesting. What do you all think about this from Mike Pompeo? Let me find it. When have we heard anything out of Mike Pompeo? Oh, let me find a damn thing. Maybe this is it. It's so small. Let me see. Oh, no. That's Bishop Robert Barnes. I'll read him in a minute. Oh, gosh. Mike Pompeo is basically, well, if you look at it surface level, you think, I don't know, tell me what you all think. Put some comments in. What do you think about this post? The Iranian regime is in trouble. If you're watching the video after the live stream, put in the comments what you think about this post. Bringing in mercenaries is its last best hope. Bringing in mercenaries, okay? They got to hire foreign fighters, paid people. Who would they be? Yemenis, Houthis, members of Hamas, okay? Riots in dozens of cities and Basij under siege. Mashhad, Tehran, Zahedan, next stop, Baluchistan. 47 years of this regime. POTUS 47. Coincidence? Remember, we were told there's no coincidences. Happy New Year to every Iranian in the streets. Here's the kicker. Also to every Mossad agent walking beside them. Okay? That's a lot to... If you're putting on your intelligence thinking cap, there's a couple of things to look at there. Bringing in mercenaries. Is he throwing Mossad agents, Israeli agents under the bus? Making them targets? Is he being doubt each other? Wait a minute, I don't want to help the Israelis. Is the person next to me an Israeli? I don't know. Tell me what you think. But he said two things that we've heard in 17 posts before. One of them is that why would they have to call mercenaries in? Because their own army is going to turn. That's why. These posts. You want to have some fun? Just put in the word Iran. Just put in the word Iran, and you'll see, I think it's 54 posts. I got a couple of them. I don't want to get into any magical thinking posts or anything that's going to take any. I'll just go over some of them to remind everybody what this is about. It's about two things. It's about MB, Muslim, okay, and then Brotherhood, MB. And it's about the Iran deal, the illegal deal, where they sent all that money over there from Barack Hussein Obama. Well, actually, the big thing it's about is nuclear war, the sum of all fears. Okay? So anyway, let's go through some of these posts. I don't have them in order because I had to edit them. This is the first one where Iran was mentioned. November 2nd, 2017, about a week after the very, very first post. Would it blow your mind if I told you Barack Obama has been to North Korea and perhaps is there now? Why did his administration do little to slow their nuclear and missile capabilities? Wait a second. Didn't Obama tell Trump when he first took office that the biggest thing he had to fear was North Korea, that they were gonna start a war? Remember that? Trump said Obama told him. And this post is right after that Trump-Obama meeting. They're saying Obama was in North Korea and is perhaps there now? Wait a minute, didn't you just tell Trump that North Korea is going to start a nuclear war? Who feeds North Korea with strategic intel? Iran? What deal was done with Iran under Barack Obama? We know. Why? And if you don't, I'll get to it. Why was the deal sealed under top secret classification? Why wasn't Congress notified? Why, after Barack Obama left office, all of a sudden North Korea has nukes and the tech to miniaturize for payload delivery within the U.S.? Would that count as treason if somebody gave that kind of capability to North Korea? I would say so. What about the NSA, C.I.A. Director of Intelligence, etc., all confirming tech won't be in place for 5+ years? Statements made in 2016. Oh, they were all in agreement, just like they were in agreement saying Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. They're all in agreement here. Oh, they won't have it till 2021. But all of a sudden they do. How'd that happen, Barack Hussein Obama? Have you heard of him? Why is all this relative, and what does it tell you? Big picture is rare. Well, I would say that first post gives you a good idea. Certainly carries the insinuation that somebody is working with foreign powers to compromise our national security and commit treason. This is from March 15, 2018. Y'all think about this. See if anybody gets it in the chats. Because I'm a little flummoxed, okay? I'm flummoxed. It says Iran next, and then it has brackets. RT days after. What's RT? RT Kenya. It might be something real simple. I don't know. I was going through these quickly this evening. No coincidences. What did Pompeo say in the tweet we just read? Track, important. MB. What's MB stand for? Muslim. And then what? Brotherhood. Boom. Okay. I don't expect anybody to get anything out of it right now. It's something to keep in your memory banks. Here's another one. And believe me, you want to have some fun, put Iran in and scroll all the way to the bottom to the very first post. Get yourself a cup of coffee, whatever you want, and start reading these posts in order. Okay? You don't have to solve the world's problems, but things will make more sense. Iran is next. This is another one from 2018. Marker. Reread. POTUS today. Mark it down. Bigger problems than ever before. SIG to Iran. SIG means signal. Remember? SIG-INT. SIG-INT means signal intelligence, okay? So SIG to Iran means, is that a signal to Iran? I remember when Trump said that. They're going to have bigger problems than ever before. And this is something to remember. Does class mean classified? I think. Section 11A P 2.2. Section 11A, page 2.2, or paragraph 2.2, I'm sorry. Important. Just remember 11A, if you hear that coming out in some classified things, or during a military tribunal, or during a trial, or whatever, you know where you heard it. Refers to more than continued payments of $250 billion. What's $250 billion? I'll show you in a minute. And you will see this term over and over again when it refers to Iran. Iron Eagle, sweet dreams. No, Colette, that doesn't mean that. And you have to misspell that word, D-E-A-D. They're not called K-I-L-L brackets. They're just brackets. They're meant to isolate words. So you think the word important no longer exists? This is from 2018. His sole purpose. Whose sole purpose? White House visit is to convince POTUS on behalf of the EU to remain in the Iran deal. You decide. I got to get that letter off the screen. Who are they talking about? Made a White House visit. Wanted to keep the U.S. in this illegal deal that nobody told Congress about. What's at risk? $250 billion times 2 per year. $500 billion. What the taxpayers don't know. Why aren't North Korea developments receiving worldwide praise? That's when Trump went to North Korea and shook hands with Kim and went over there. Because they wanted to go to WAR. That's why we endure. Now, who are they talking about went to the White House? And what do they mean by $250 billion a year? It'll make sense real quick. Remember, I did this all on the fly. All right, this is a message that applies today. And it applies to what Pompeo was saying about mercenaries. We stand with the good people of Iran who are currently battling their, quote, installed regime. You get that? Installed regime for freedom. When was that regime installed? During the Carter administration, okay? After they impeached Nixon, installed Gerald Ford, unelected president, and then they put Carter in. The Ayatollah was waiting. What country was he waiting in? True rule. The people have the power. Rise up and demand they be removed. At some point, generals will act with the will of the people simply because those soldiers are the same people and have no choice. At some point, military generals will act with the will of the people simply because their soldiers are those same people and will have no choice. That's why they need mercenaries. We're hearing that in 2026, okay, about this post from 2018. We stand with you. We are monitoring the situation closely. Stay safe. God bless. This stuff has already gone through Iran like wildfire. These internal infiltration issues with protecting national security. Deliberate. Do you believe in coincidences? Oh! DF Chinese spy insert for 20 years. Who is that, folks? What are we talking about? We're talking about internal infiltration issues. The Democrats had serious infiltration issues into our country's national security. Who are they talking about? Let me see if anybody gets it. Okay, DF Chinese spy, insert 20 years. Remember Awan, who's working with Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who got all that information on Congress and left that laptop behind to thumb their nose at us? Awan information technology scandal. Exactly, Roland got it. Dianne Feinstein had a Chinese spy for 20 years as her personal driver. Which Omar? Paid brackets F agent. Okay, Colette, see, it's brackets with an F. That doesn't mean that person or whatever's in the brackets is expired. It doesn't mean KILL brackets. Okay? I'm just letting everybody know. Don't take offense, anybody in the chats. But I've been dealing with that about those brackets for years, telling people they're markers. They demark a letter or a word. Omar paid foreign agent, exactly, Roland. And here it says, Gateway Pundit, Omar, accused of being paid foreign agent of Qatar. Qatar, the same people who give and gave Chunk Uyghur money, right, to get started. Hassan Piker, right? Accessing sensitive info for Iran. Clinton server, China relay. Nuclear secrets through that server. VJ, Valerie Jarrett, direct relay Iran pre and post Iran deal. Future marker. John Kerry, direct relay Iran pre and post Iran deal. Future marker. Oh, I think we're going to see Valerie Jarrett getting arrested and John Kerry getting arrested. If known, why isn't it allowed to happen? If known, will there be justice? Well, I will tell you right now, the person that came to see Trump at the White House, begging him to stay in the Iran deal. Let me. I'm trying to get this daggone thing off the screen, but it won't budge. And there's links all in there for you to go to read the articles. All right, let me get to this one here. I didn't get all of it. I didn't get all this. Oh boy, it's getting rowdy now. This is the last one I took a screenshot of. Hold on, I'm coming. This is part of it. Think D's attacks POTUS for failure to protect Ukraine against Russian aggression Is that why you think they're attacking Trump? Because of Russia impeachment? What advanced weapons did POTUS send to Ukraine? Does 2 + 2 = 6? No, it doesn't. Trump sent them weapons. He said it how many times? He just recently said it. Obama sent blankets. He sent weapons, right? Divine projection. What is this? Think 1,800,000,000 Hussein White House. Ukraine. Which bank? Which bank did that money go to? Think U.S. aid, Ukraine. Think worldwide aid to Ukraine. Think U1 sale of U.S. uranium to Russia. That's what U1 is. Uranium 1 deal. Who did the uranium 1 deal? Hillary Clinton, John Kerry. Sold out U.S. to benefit Russia for personal financial gain? Question mark. Risked U.S. national security for personal financial gain? Question mark. How was payment made to U.S. persons? Think Ukraine. Through money laundering through Ukraine. Think Iran. The Iran deal where they flew gold and cash undeclared to Congress in cargo planes in the dark of night. Why is there no reporting? Tony at CBS, why is there no reporting on that? Can you get back to me on that? Think Ukraine, think Iran, Russia, and Iran allies, Russia, Iran, China allies, U.S. politicians, corruption, China, U.S. political or politicians, corruption in Ukraine, U.S. leverage on behalf of ... U.S. politicians and corruption in Russia, U.S. politicians, corruption in Iran. They're using U.S. leverage, common denominator, China, Russia, and Iran. Common denominator? Closed financial systems. You can't get in to see their banking records. So the U.S. politicians that are benefiting from these crooked, treasonous deals are protected by closed financial systems. Logical thinking. The person that was in the White House begging Trump to stay in the Iranian deal, the Iran deal, was Macron from France. Why is that important? Who sheltered the Ayatollah so he could return during the Carter in Iran? It was France. Who just announced they weren't going to run? It will be stepping down, in other words, in 2027. Macron. But anyway, the intricate web isn't so intricate now. We don't know the exact stuff that's going on, but it's all open source information. It's factual recitation of events that are real and happened. They can't undo them. The only thing they can do is try to prevent them from being exposed. Prevent things from being declassified. There's one more post that said, it's a real long post. I didn't get it because I had to go live. Is Iran going to tell who the bad guy is? And the 17th letter in brackets had the number 48. We're waiting for you to respond. And then brackets 48. That's why I'm saying I don't know if this is going to go in to the next administration when Iran participates in the prosecution of the people that we're talking about. Is it going to take that long? For something this devastating of a blow to the deep state, yes, I think it will. You're talking 36 months. 36 months. And Trump's term will be over. Well, actually, it's more than that because he was sworn in January. But it's not a lot of time. But we know. No, not 48 states. It was a question to brackets 48. I'll go over that one. But anyway, what I'm saying is this stuff has to be laid out. A lot of you understand what's going on because you've known about the Iran deal for decades, or a decade and a half. I'll put it that way. You knew we flew gold and cash over to Iran. You knew that somebody was giving North Korea technical information on how to deliver a nuclear device into the U.S. And if that's American politicians or officials, they're going to end up like the Rosenbergs. Because we have to make sure it never happens again. And for that to be the case, it can't be swept under the rug. So 48 would have to make a decision, I think. Are these people going to be exposed and by necessity have to face the ultimate punishment? That is a momentous decision for someone to make. So anyway, my gosh, I'm at an hour and a half already. I put this up earlier. I didn't get to talk about it. Bishop Robert Barron. There was a line from Zohran Mamdani's inaugural address. Remember, MB, Muslim, and then Brotherhood. Boy, what if they dig up communications between him and the mullahs in Iran or his cohorts? Anyway, I know they got it on Kerry. I know they got it on Obama. I know they got it on Valerie Jarrett. Took my breath away. He said he intended to replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism. Collectivism in its various forms is responsible for the deaths of at least 100 million people in the last century. At the very least, 100 million. Socialist and communist forms of government around the world today, Venezuela, Cuba, North Korea, etc., are disastrous. Catholic social teaching has consistently condemned socialism and has embraced the market economy, which people like Mayor Mamdani characterize as rugged individualism. In fact, it is the economic system that is based upon the person. For God's sakes, spare me the warmth of collectivism. And when did Christ break out the whip? When did he flip the tables? When they were debasing the currency, the money changers. They were changing out crud money, taking people's solid silver. Yes, economics are important in Christianity. And yes, you are rewarded by the sweat of your brow. As a matter of fact, you're commanded by God to sweat. Remember? He told Adam, you got to dig in the earth. You got to break a sweat to make it, boy. You didn't pay attention. Now you're paying the price. Here's Citizens Free Press. What is this all about? High energy tweet from Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush, the Islamic Republic does not represent the great Iranian people. President Trump continues to demonstrate historic leadership on Iran. Little Jebby, low energy Jebby is coming out for Trump. Well, I can tell you what. Why would he do that? I just remember his look on his face when those envelopes were passed around during Pappy Bush's funeral. Remember that, folks? I don't think Jeb knew 80% of the dung and the dirt that had been going on. My joint statement with UANI Chairman Governor Jeb Bush. So they're coming out. Some of these, maybe former neocons are coming out supporting Trump. Yeah, he looked stunned, didn't he? Hi, Sandman. He looked stunned. You know, I want to thank Mike and Bev, and I want to thank Norm, and I got to thank the Godfather, the first person to ever donate to buy me a coffee, Aaron, the Godfather. Ha ha ha! I got names for people like Chairman of the Board. How many of y'all know who Chairman of the Board is? Ha ha! Haven't seen him, so I don't talk about people when they're not in. But anyway, I got nicknames for people that help out with the channel. I put a link in the description for Buy Me a Coffee. If anybody appreciates my efforts to the 137 mark, a link for Buy Me a Coffee. And this is the people that helped start the new year. Ha, ha, ha. I appreciate it. I really do. But anyway, let's see. I tell you what, I'll have to find that 17 posts with the 48 in the brackets. That was an interesting post. I'm trying to put up something Trump put up. There it is. Sometimes this thing won't respond. Now, Trump is doing this because let me tell you something. You know why they got rid of McKinley? Trump has come out and said that he was assassinated because he's a consequential president. He was assassinated because he was bringing in money to this country that a civilization or a nation had never seen that kind of wealth ever in history. And they assassinated him, and they installed the individual enslavement income tax. Then they introduced Social Security. Let me tell you, McKinley was going to do payments, I firmly believe, for the aged and infirm through tariffs. That those things were all being discussed back when McKinley was president, and that's why they whacked him. Why didn't they want to do it? Because Europe would have been paying as they should to play in our sandbox of freedom. But anyway, tariffs are an overwhelming benefit to our nation, as they have been incredible for our national security and prosperity, like no one has ever seen before. Losing our ability to tariff other countries who treat us unfairly would be a terrible blow to the United States of America. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump. The gist of what I'm saying in my stinted way or whatever, of what I'm trying to say, slave economies, whether it's to a monarch or a plantation owner or to a mullah or whatever, cannot thrive naturally. In freedom, with freedom, you have prosperity, you have progress. I told you all that back during the the Bolshevik Revolution, if you had more potatoes, remember me saying that? They would put an end to your life over potatoes. If they felt you were hoarding too many potatoes on your farm, they drug you outside and put one in your head. And then there was mass famine. Okay? Because you didn't give all your potatoes to the state. And that's a fact. The American experience created so much opportunity for other nations to come and participate in our economy. That's why they're willing to pay tariffs to bring consumer goods into this country. I'm going to play you this video. I forgot her name. If y'all can remember her name and put it in the chats, I appreciate it. She's talking about, and I can't believe that she hadn't been arrested, over in the UK, what they're going to have to do to survive. Okay? Because of the old ways of the old principalities. Okay, all right? That's what we're battling. And it'll make sense if you listen to what she's saying. They're going to have to reduce themselves to survive. And that's what they wanted to destroy in our country, was our freedom from this type of rule. Anyway, if you all know her name, put it in the chat.
First prediction, which I think is important to share, Keir Starmer will be gone. Within 5 months, Keir Starmer will be gone. I put it ahead of that. He may try and hang on in there till May, but he will be gone within the next 5 months. So you can hang on in there for that. The second thing, of course, and many of you have seen it, is exodus. Many people are leaving the UK because they see the direction of travel. Demographically, we're already outnumbered, so they're heading off either to Eastern Europe or to America, and I wish them well. The second thing that I think, a trend that I think will be really important in 2026 is people that are deciding to stay will realise that we cannot work under this government, or the idea of government and democracy is over in the UK. So there will be increasing separation. Good people who just want each other to be okay, to live their lives as free as they can possibly be, the pursuit of life and love and happiness, will separate off. Increasingly, we're going to want to live in like-minded communities with people that don't want to stab us or kill us or try and tell us that we need to think about a different religion. We will start separating here in the UK more and more. There will be more and more communities of self-reliance, communities of people that want to live around each other, near each other, and help each other out. People will start to increasingly be paid with favours or transactions of self-reliance based on skills. That will be the key thing. Skills. The gorgeous thing about what's going to happen in 2026, and it's happening already with the number of young people who are out on the road with me at my gigs, is skills. Young people, others are realising that the key, the most important thing you can have in 2026 is skills. setting them up for life, we can expect to see collapse of many of the universities, not a moment too soon, and more kids acquiring skills so that they can use them all over the place. So proud of them. And then resistance. The South Africans have showed us how this works. When you get down to about 3 or 4% whites, you gather together, you separate off, you share skills, you transact with each other, you protect each other, and then you dig in and you say, I will die in my boots for the love of my land. And that is the resistance that is at my very core. So do not be downhearted for 2026, my friends. Good things are coming our way. And for those who plan to dig in with me, I will be right there at your side. Thank you for all of your support in 2025. Thank you for giving me back my voice in my country in the last few years. And I very much look forward to seeing you on the road for Katie Hopkins Free Range in 2026.
Yeah, a lot of you said it, Katie Hopkins. I forgot she said her name at the end. But yeah, Katie, and what she's talking about is very optimistic. I'll put some booms in for Roland. He said he would buy me a coffee for a New Year's coffee. Boom to Roland. Boom to everybody who's delivered stop by, buy me a coffee. But let me tell you what she's talking about. She's talking about bartering, abandoning the economic system because of the debasement of currency, the printing of more money, the handing out money to people who don't deserve a damn dime, the sweat of your brow, okay? The type of economic abuse that caused Christ himself to pick up a whip. And you heard the or the bishop I just read. But I got news for you, Katie. I love you, and I think you did a wonderful job. And I love your optimism. But if these bastards, excuse my language, I know some of my viewers, especially The Godfather, don't like that kind of stuff. But they won't let you. Okay? Trotsky went around on a train, town to town, with armed individuals, exhorting his commissars, if somebody has too many potatoes, you SHOT them right now. Okay? If you tried to strive, if you tried to go outside the system, if you held back your efforts, you were eliminated. If you even spoke the way I'm speaking, the way Katie is speaking, and they heard about it, they get rid of you. These people are vicious. They're vicious. They're jealous. They're insecure. And that's why they demand power. So they can make sure no one will rise above them. And she said skills. That's another worry I'm going to have to talk about in another program. Are the generation we have now. Like the guy in the Indiana Jones hat that I talked about, saying we need more immigrants. He has no skills. He has no calluses on his hands. Old fart. How about our young people when they're sitting in basements and staring at a screen day in and day out, year after year after year? They've never played in a creek. They've never done anything. I don't understand the outside world. We have got a and, technically the word is, if a growth is inhibited, it is called RE, right? Tarded, right? RE and then tarded. If you retard the and that's what's happened to many of our young people. So anyway, folks, I got a lot of stuff once again that I didn't get a chance to go over. Maybe we'll go over it tomorrow night. No, maybe to it we will. You know, it's not just the Somalis, folks. There's a lot of other communities that come over here, just like Donald Trump said when he left the Oval Office and he went to a town called Alamo, and he said, they're coming for the gravy. They're coming for the gravy. That's exactly what he said. So anyway, folks, I am going to play. I'll play a pretty girl going out. Instead of that one video, I'll play when I'm pretty sure I won't. I don't want to get taken down. So anyway, folks, you all know who this is. And it's always good to end on a note on a pretty girl with common sense. So I hope you enjoy her video. And thank you, Roland, for stopping by, buying me a coffee, and helping out. I appreciate it. And anybody else that wants to help out, whoa, holy cow, what's going on here? I will put the link in just for good measure so nobody's going to scroll back and see it. And I hope you all enjoy this video. Who's on the screen? You all know who it is. Riley Gaines, right? Boy, hadn't she been through the ringer just trying to be a normal girl. Ain't that something? Oh, I want to put up this meme real quick. Speaking of just wanting to be a normal girl, a normal anything in this world. This guy, he's called Yinka, that guy. He put up something, and I wanted to talk about it in depth. He put up a picture. Oh, daggone it. Where did it go? Well, where did that go? Here it is. Here it is. Yinka, that guy. See my top, Yinka, that guy. Kids just being kids. And then you see a dog hunching a kid's leg with a rainbow colors on it, right? I want to get it. I'm going to leave that in my studio because I want to talk about that some more. My point being that there cannot be people who have approached children talking about very sensitive issues that did not break the law. Maybe there is some that didn't, but you can bet somebody engaged in lewd and lascivious conduct with kids, conversations or otherwise, that needs to be prosecuted. Okay? But anyway, we'll talk about that in a future broadcast. You all enjoy this clip. Thank you very much for spending your precious time with me tonight. I hope you all have a great evening. I'll be seeing you soon.
All of this fraud being uncovered in Minnesota has taught me one thing. It's that we pay way too dang much in taxes. Because what do you mean $9 billion with a B, probably more than $9 billion of federal funds have been billed out and paid for services that were just simply never provided. And it probably would have gone on for much longer had one person, one man, a 23-year-old, not taken it upon himself to do the job that so many investigative journalists or reporters, or heck, the government, for that matter, are supposed to be doing. So that's it. That's the TikTok. We pay too dang much in taxes.